everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Before we get into the main topic of this video, I just want to say Happy New Year, Happy 2021, we finally made it, and I'm really excited to see what this new year has in store for this channel. Today, we're going to be looking at my top 10 best custom Disney Infinity and Skylander figures of 2021. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Coming in at a number 10 spot, we have the Among Us Cyan Crewmate that I made out of Mr. Incredible. This figure was pretty simple. It only took two colors, two different shades of blue to make this Among Us character. And I also used clay as well for the backpack, as well as a part in the visor. But overall, it's a really simple character. Anyone can make them, make any Among Us character. It doesn't matter. It can be red, brown, pink, orange, whatever. But this was a very simple character to make. But let's go ahead and move on to number 9. In the number 9 spot, we have Wolverine that I made out of Terrafin. Now, this figure was pretty interesting to make. I did use clay for the hair, but as you can see, over time, some of the hair pieces, like on the side, has fallen off. But besides that, it's a really great figure. I think this version of Terrafin, I think it's Series 3. I'm not sure. But with the whole gloves and the claws coming out of them, I just knew that this had to be Wolverine. This is based on the Hugh Jackman movies for Wolverine. But overall, I really do like this figure, besides the fact that some of the hair pieces of clay have came off over time. But besides that, it's a really good figure. But moving on to number 8. At our number 8 spot, we have the endgame version of Captain America. I made this out of the Skylander Supercharger of High Volt because I figured the shield really worked for Captain America. I did take off High Volt's like sword staff thing that he had, as well as sanded down his goggles that he also had, and I did draw that really nice A on the head. Which I did attempt to make this figure beforehand a few years back when I first started making figures, but that didn't turn out so well. I made the comic version of Captain America out of the same figure. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture to be able to provide that. But overall, I really do like this figure, but it is number 8. In the number 7 spot, we have Venom. Now, Venom I made out of Prison Break, I believe Series 3, Series 2 Prison Break, but this character was really cool to make. I used clay to sculpt the gums, the pinkish red gums, and the tongue I actually used a wire, and I sculpted clay around that to make the tongue. And the teeth, I actually used tips of toothpicks, and I painted them white, used a tweezer, and put a little bit of super glue, and glued them on there, all precise. But with the tongue, I also put some super glue on there, and I like brushed it on to give it like a saliva kind of look, because you know Venom slobbers a lot. But I made this out of Prison Break, and I really do like this figure. I know I've been saying that a lot about other figures, but this one's just unique to me. Venom's like one of my favorite Marvel characters, but I really do like this figure, and he is number 7. In the number 6 spot, we have the Disney Infinity interpretation of Bumblebee. Now, I made Bumblebee out of Baymax from the 2.0 game, and this is based off of the movie Bumblebee, that version of Bumblebee that's in the Bumblebee movie. This is what it's based on. And I actually wasn't going to keep the wings that Baymax has, but then when I looked at a picture of the Bumblebee from that movie, I seen that he has car doors, and I decided to use the wings as car doors by gluing them in a different angle and, you know, painting them the appropriate color. And I also used clay as well for the chest area, and really it was just a repaint of everything. And the face, the little antenna things that Baymax has on his face. I took those and I just put them at a different angle on his head, so they're like ears almost. But I really do like this figure. I've been saying that a lot, but he is number 6. In the number 5 spot, we have the Iron Man Mark 85. This is based on the Infinity War version as well as the Endgame version because they did appear in the same movie. But this character is of course made out of none other than Iron Man. Who else would I make him out of? Can't really make him out of anyone else. I mean, you gotta make Iron Man out of Iron Man. But this character didn't take any clay. This actually took about a day to make. The paint is a metallic red color. I did mix it with a little bit of black to get it a little bit darker. But if I was to make any other suits, I would try and find a rich red, because Iron Man suits are more rich color of red. So I'll be sure to do that if I was to make any other kind of suit. But I really do like the Mark 85 version, but he is number 5. In the number 4 spot, we have Drax the Destroyer that I made out of Terrafin Series 1 from Spiral's Adventure. This character was based off of the Disney Infinity version of Drax, which is based off of the comic version of Drax. So this figure didn't take any clay, but as some of you may know, Terrafin isn't holding knives in the original figure. I actually got the knives. I made them out of Lego swords. I cut them down to size and I just super glued them to the sides of the hands, and that was Terrafin. But I really do like the color scheme on this character, and yeah, he is number 4. Now here's where things get serious. In the number 3 spot, we have Anti-Venom, however you want to pronounce it. But of course, I made him out of Venom from Disney Infinity. This figure was kind of challenging. It was just the painting process, because the white coat on the black surface does not really work out unless you do multiple coats, which I ended up having to do. But also the logo as well had to be very precise, look at a lot of references of the actual logo. And then, the eyes and the mouth actually light up in the dark because I use glow in the dark paint. But Anti-Venom is one of my favorite customs. I really do like him, but he is number 3. In the number 2 spot, we have Mysterio, which is based on the Far From Home movie. Now, this figure you may have already seen on the channel, because I actually already did a nice little review on this figure where I go into a lot of detail about how I made it. So if you want to go ahead and watch that, there'll be a card at the top of the video, so you can go and check that out. But this figure, I made out an eyebrow from Skylander's Giants, and the cape I actually used a paper towel, a napkin to make, and I painted it the right color because I really did like the texture on the napkin, and it worked, so I just stuck with it. But I just think that was a really genius idea. But Mysterio is number 2. In the number 1 spot is Carnage. Now, you may have also seen this video as well done on the channel where I explained the whole process on how I made Carnage. You'll be able to see that video as well, whether that be a card or a link in the description. But you can go ahead and watch that video on the process of how I exactly made Carnage. This is made out of Spider-Man 2.0 version, and this figure took a lot of clay. There's clay all over the body, all over the head. The hand is made into like an axe thing. There's little tendrils coming off the back, and this character took a long time to make. The tongue, I used the same process as I did with the Venom Skylander, where I used the wire. The teeth, same as I did with the Venom figure, because you know it's another symbiote, so might as well use kind of the same process. But this figure took a lot of clay, so he is number one. If you want to go see more detail, make sure to either go in the description of the video, or you'll see a card somewhere on the screen. Carnage is number one, and this character really does deserve it. And that is the top 10 Skylanders and Disney Infinity characters of 2021. I thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more future content. Expect more Disney Infinity and Skylander content here in the future. And I'm really excited to see what this year has to bring, 2022. And yeah, catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.